What is going on, Trash Talkers? We're back with another episode for you. In today's video, we're going to talk about Cam Newton possibly signing with one of 4 NFL teams. All that and much more coming your way right now! All right, Nick. Well, at the end of this week, we heard from a lot of sports pundits calling for Cam Newton to be signed to one of these NFL rosters that is dealing with quarterback injuries. And when you take a look at the quarterbacks that are stepping in, it almost makes a little sense to explore the Cam Newton option. So, taking a look at some of the injuries that we've seen across the NFL, Big Ben is dealing with a pectoral injury. You saw Ryan Fitzpatrick go down with his hip issue. On top of that, Tua Tagovailoa goes down with a rib injury, and just a crazy amount of injuries to the quarterback position so far. And I just wanted to bring up a couple of opportunities that I think we should explore for Cam Newton, and I believe that they should explore signing him. So let's start off with the one that really got this whole thing kickstarted. Big Ben Roethlisberger dealing with a pectoral issue that could sideline him because it's having an effect on the way he throws the ball. And when you have Mason Rudolph and Dwayne Haskins really as your backups, I feel like you got to give Cam Newton a call and see what he can do in this offense.
Yeah, I think that Cam Newton is a step above both of those options. I think Cam Newton has shown a lot of leadership through his time in Carolina and New England. I think that he has the ability to throw the ball. He just wasn't given the weapons necessary to do so in New England or towards the end of his tenure in Carolina. When you put him on this roster next to Chase Claypool, Deontay Johnson, and Juju Smith-Schuster with Najee behind him, he's going to succeed. This is an offense built for a guy like Cam Newton. He's got a strong offensive line in front of him, and I think that this is a great opportunity for him to revitalize his career. I really think Mike Tomlin knows exactly how to utilize a guy like Cam Newton, a guy with that skill set. It's something different than Big Ben, but it's something they could definitely adjust to. I believe that this is one of the best fits out there for Cam Newton right now.
The one thing I'll disagree with you with is that I don't think the offensive line is all that great in Pittsburgh, and I think that's kind of what led to the Big Ben injury already. But that's also due to his age and just the amount of hits he's taken over his career because he doesn't go down very easily. He doesn't turtle like Tom Brady does. But nonetheless, I think this is an opportunity worth exploring. And Mike Tomlin, I mean, he's a player's coach. I mean, he is what it is, and he is one of the best coaches. And if you go from Ron Rivera to Bill Belichick to Mike Tomlin, you have had some of the best of the Mount Rushmore of NFL head coaches in today's football that they have to offer. So I'm really excited. I hope they can give this guy a call. But another one I want to talk about is the Houston Texans. The Houston Texans obviously lost Tyrod Taylor to a nagging injury that he suffered, and he was placed on IR. Now they're starting rookie quarterback Davis Mills, and while you want to see what you have in the rookie quarterback, you wanted to see what you have in this guy. And at the end of the day, I think that they need to give Cam Newton a call. The Houston Texans are run by Nick Caserio. Nick Caserio is the guy that brought Cam Newton into New England, so he already has that rapport with him, and I think it would be a good opportunity for Cam Newton to take over for Tyrod Taylor while he gets healthy.
Yeah, I think that's a really good option. And it would work out too, because the Houston Texans, no offense, but you really are the land of the misfits. And Cam Newton is kind of a misfit at this point. Cam Newton also fits in because there's a lot of former New England Patriots on this roster that he is very familiar with. So it's not a system where he can't just go in and figure it out. Dave Culley does not run a very complex system like Josh McDaniels and Bill Belichick do in New England. So he'll be able to take up the offense right away. He'll be able to get a rapport with these receivers, the running backs. I mean, hey, Rex Burkhead is there, one of his favorite targets from last year I think that this is a great landing spot for Cam Newton. Tyrod Taylor, very similar style quarterback to Cam Newton. Cam Newton, a very physical runner. I think that this is what the Texans are looking for. They want a dual threat quarterback. They want somebody who can take off when they need to if the receivers are not open. And that's been the case for the Texans so far. That's why Davis Mills came in last week and was not able to have success like Tyrod Taylor, because he just doesn't know how to scramble with his legs. He doesn't have that veteran leadership that is necessary to compete against some of the teams in the NFL. Cam Newton has everything they're looking for. I'm surprised they haven't taken that shot yet.
Yeah, it'll definitely be interesting. And obviously, they played on a short week this week. But I believe that with the longer week ahead of them, Nick Caserio really has to think about the landscape of the NFL, all of the other teams that could possibly call Cam Newton and say, what's worth another 1 year, say $1.5 million contract, and lock this guy down to at least come in and learn the offense. He did it last year. He showed that he can win games while learning the offensive playbook on the fly. And I think he can do that again in Houston. It's not the best scenario, but it gets Cam Newton a job and it gets the Houston Texans a quarterback they can rely on. Next up, I want to talk about the Miami Dolphins. Obviously, Tua Tagovailoa going down with this injury. Not exactly what the Miami Dolphins were looking for, especially after that gritty win over the New England Patriots in week one. The Dolphins were riding high, and then all of a sudden against the Buffalo Bills, things just fell apart after the Tua injury. And listen, I'm a big Jacoby Brissett fan, but I think he's a better coach than he is an actual player. At the end of the day, Cam Newton would be a severe upgrade from Jacoby Brissett to this offense.
Yeah, I think that he would also. I think that this is a similar situation to what we see in Pittsburgh. You got all the weapons there. You just need the quarterback, and their offensive line is already much better than Pittsburgh. So I believe this is an even better situation than Mike Tomlin can offer him. I believe that Brian Flores runs a very similar system to New England, so he's going to be able to adapt to that culture. He knows what it takes to be in that culture. And I think that Cam Newton could fit right in with all of these guys. It would be another situation where he would absolutely flourish. I believe that Cam Newton, if given the opportunity, would definitely take advantage of it. I'm surprised, again, that he has not been given this opportunity.
Yeah, I mean, another Bill Belichick disciple with Brian Flores at the helm. If Brian Flores wanted to learn anything about Cam Newton, he could obviously give his old boss a call and say, "Listen, what did you have in this guy, and why did you let him go?" I'm sure Bill would be happy to talk to Flo about that. But on the flip side, he gets an upgrade in weapons than he had in New England last year. When you talk about Will Fuller, when you talk about Jalen Waddle and Devontae Parker, Mike Gesicki, these guys are actually really good deep threats, and Cam Newton can show off that arm that he told us all offseason was fully healthy and ready to go. On top of that, he still has an incredible defense to give him more opportunities, and I believe at the end of the day, he is just an absolute upgrade. Don't forget, he also gets another shot at the New England Patriots, so it might be worth his time to take a little look at the Miami Dolphins. Taking a look at number four, and probably the most logical sense-wise fit for Cam Newton might be the Washington football team, with pairing up with his former head coach in Ron Rivera, dealing with the loss of Ryan Fitzpatrick, Taylor Heineke coming in. He didn't look all that great against the New York Giants. He didn't look terrible, but just he didn't look great. And I think that they could utilize somebody with veteran leadership and a lot of talent to come in and run this offense. Cam Newton understands the Ron Rivera way of doing things. He understands the way that they want to run their offense. He understands the verbiage, and he doesn't have to have that learning curve he would with those other three places. So I'd be interested to see a reunion between these two. And listen, with Curtis Samuel ready to come off of IR in the next couple of weeks, you have Terry McLaurin, you have Logan Thomas. They have a really good offense, and it could be great with Cam Newton at the helm.
Listen, I'm all for Cam Newton getting back together with Ron Rivera in Washington, but I believe in Taylor Heineke. I love what I saw in his third start of his career against the New York Giants. He had a stellar game against a very tough opponent, divisional opponent at that. And I think that he made the most of every situation, having some spectacular throws to his tight ends and his receivers. I believe that Taylor Heinicke is going to blossom into a very solid quarterback for the Washington football team. So this is actually the one situation where I'm not willing to bring on Cam Newton because I believe in the guy who's already there, who knows the system and has proven it so far. This is Taylor Heinicke's team. This is his team to lose. I don't think he's giving this shot up anytime soon. I believe that he's just going to get better from here. And then we have to see Curtis Samuel come back and see how he gets involved in this offense. That's another weapon for Taylor Heinicke to explode. Heinicke's not just an accurate thrower, but he has a lot of speed, similar to Daniel Jones, where he's very underestimated. He can take off at any given moment, and it's be very hard for linebackers to keep up with him. I think that he's very underrated right now. A lot of people are going to continue to sleep on Taylor Heinicke. I really believe that he is better than Cam Newton at this point.
Yeah, I mean, this is where we disagree a bit because I'm not a big Taylor Heinicke fan. I wasn't prior to this. And I think there was a reason that Ryan Fitzpatrick was starting over him because Ryan Fitzpatrick had a better grasp of this offense with only an off season under his belt where Heinicke's been here for a while. I think that there's definitely a lot of ways to improve this offense in Washington. And like Cam Newton said, there's not 32 quarterbacks in this league that are better than him. And I truly do believe that. Now, I think he is toward the bottom of 32, but I think he is right around there. And for him to come in, I would say that he is going to be better than Taylor Heinicke. Obviously, he's going to have to continue to show that he's in game shape and ready to go. But at the end of the day, I think a reunion with Ron Rivera makes a ton of sense here. All right, well, I want to hear from you guys. Let us know in the comments down below where you want to see Cam Newton and if you believe that any of the four that we laid out make the most sense. All right, well, that's going to be all for now. Thank you all for watching. Be sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Hit that notification bell. We go live every single day. That'll be all. Peace and love.